Pepe coin holders, the market is heating up and we're in somewhat of a sideways chop scenario here. And I want to give you guys my opinion on where I think we're going to be headed, because I do expect a big move to be coming very, very soon. So without further ado, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. Thanks for stopping by. Let's hop into it. All right, guys. So I want to start off with, I've been doing these 75x long positions at the beginning of my Pepe videos, and I just opened up one about a minute before I start recording this. So throughout this video, we'll check on and see how it's doing. But over on Crypto Twitter, you can follow me at 333blackc. I say Pepe 75x long, still holding strong. The frog that can flip the dog, Pepe, the chosen one. And my trade from yesterday was 537.78% in the profit. Okay, I closed that out. Now we're in a new trade. I opened up a new trade for this video, and we're going to take a look at it here shortly. It's 75x, and it can, I just opened it, so it can swing either really far down or really far up and really quickly. So let's take a look right now. Like right now, we're $42.81 down, right? Let's check on it a little bit. It's only a $137 position. This is my fun trades, right? This is not my $200,000 XRP long position. This is just something I like to just have some fun with, especially when this market is hot, because you can get lucky and catch a runner. And that's really kind of what I try to do. Like the other day, I turned $170 into about $3,000 on a Pepe 75x long. And on this one, as of right now, we're down $40, down about 30%, but it can happen very, very quickly. So we're going to check on this trade in here in a little bit. But looking at Pepe right now, we are chopping around. This is exactly what I've been talking about, though, guys. This is what I expect. I expect the big moves to play out in Q4 2025. And until then, sure, you're going to see some relief rallies. You're going to see some bounces. But I really do expect a lot of this just kind of consolidation, something like this. And eventually you will see us rally out of this. But, guys, if you've been watching the Crypto Report for a while now, you know I've been talking about the level back before we broke above the bullish trend line here on around, see, the break was at 509354. And I said, when we first saw this candle come up above us, I said, hey guys, be prepared for a 30% gain at minimum, and I believe a 60% gain at maximum, which was the top. Yeah, so 34% to the bottom, and the top is about 60% gain. Yeah, I said this was going to play out, and guys, it played out exactly as I predicted, okay? And what we're seeing now is we're rejecting down off of it, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that this is just a lower high, that we're going to zero. No. Especially with where Bitcoin is trading at, I just expect a little bit more consolidation. I expect a little bit more consolidation in between this channel here, really between 4012 and 4014. So I'm trying to capitalize on that. I'm trying to catch the breakout, because if I can get a 75x long position on Pepe, really catching the breakout, that could turn into a massive trade, and the risk to reward ratio will be very, very, very great, because if I'm risking $100 and I turn that into, say, 10,000, well, that's a very good trade. Now, obviously, guys, when you're doing 75x leverage, you have to be using money you're willing to lose. You're not afraid to lose. You should expect to lose it, okay? Because 75x leverage is very degen, very, very degen, but in my opinion, when the market gets hot like this, I like to take advantage of it. I like to strike the iron while it's hot, and I like to have more fun because your odds are more in your favor. So that's how I treat it. And if you guys do want to trade Pepe, you do want to basically take advantage of this volatility. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. That's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. If you guys want to trade with me, check out in the description box below or pin comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign-in bonus to Blowfin. All I have to do is click that link, deposit Trailbit. You get a bunch of free money, and they have a lot of awesome promotions as well. So the more trading volume you do, you get some awesome rewards. I think after you do, I don't know the right number for the amount of trading volume, but if you trade enough, you can get a Tesla Model 3 worth about $30,000, and it's not like a raffle or anything. It's just, if you trade X amount, you get it. So it's pretty cool. So take advantage of those promotions, because if you're already making money in crypto and you're already trading, you want to make sure that you can just get the best bang for your buck, all right? So looking at Pepe, we're at rank 25, up 3.69% in the past 7 days, and a nice little bounce, 2.77 in the past 24 hours. It is a holiday weekend. Expect wonky, strange price action, all right? Because, guys, everyone's gone. Everyone's gone, having a good time, spending time with their family. You should be doing. Touch some grass, you know? But for you guys that are in the trenches with me, I will say that this weekend, Trump came out and said, pausing on the EU tariffs. You know, what was I just talking about? I've been saying how one day the tariffs are here, the next day they're gone. The next day they're here, the next day they're gone. You should, and I said, what happened the first time that we saw the tariffs? The market tanked, and then guess what? It recovered. The market tanked the second time. Guess what? It's going to recover this week. The futures for the traditional market are sky high. They're green. I'm going to assume that on Tuesday, Wednesday, we would probably see a big green weekly on the traditional market, and it's probably going to take Bitcoin up with it. But sitting at a $5.76 billion market cap, guys, when the tariffs move away, you're going to see its market cap go up because it's a risk-on asset. The tariffs create uncertainty. Uncertainty creates bad environments for risk-on assets, okay? When you look at the overall market, Bitcoin's barely below 110,000 here. Bitcoin dominance rallying strong. We're going to take a little bit of a look at Bitcoin dominance here shortly. But regardless, guys, things are green, okay? It's a weekend. Be careful. But I think that there is volatility to be taking advantage of, and that's why I'm doing these little 75x long positions. Let's take a look at it right now. Guys, I think it's gone. We got liquidated on, okay? So that's what I'm telling you. Like, when you're doing these 75x leverage positions, they can go. They can go like that. And that's why you have to be using money you're willing to lose, because it's a gamble, guys. It's a risk. But when the market's hot, I like to do those because they can turn into massive, massive trades. And you look at Bitcoin right now, guys. I'm going to start talking more about this because I see a lot of people that are pretty uncertain and new to crypto talking about when or how high we're going to go. How high is Bitcoin going to go before it comes down? Blah, 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 blah. Really, what I want to emphasize on here is that we have different time horizons based on the 4-year cycle. And right now, we're in the 411-day, basically the time where we should be going up only, okay? And if you look at this and you measure from where we're at now to the end, the supposed end of this cycle, the bull market cycle, we have 21 weeks or 147 days left, all right? That being said, it can give or take, I would say, between 50 and 80 days on each end. But based on what's going on with the traditional market and the overarching macroeconomics of the world, I'm going to say give it an extra 80 days because I think that into the end of Q4 2025, we should be seeing some big moves for Bitcoin. And that's just where everything is kind of funneling into. The tariffs are going to be dealt with and digested. The Fed will have cut interest rates 4 times. They're projecting 4 times in 2025, 4 rate cuts, and we've had 0 so far. And as well as the Fed has pivoted. They already moved from $40 billion of quantitative tightening every month to $20 billion. And I expect by the end of the year, you should expect that to get reduced even more. It's leading into the end of Q4 2025 to see true fireworks, see a risk-on asset favorable environment, to see Pepe make big moves. That's what I believe. And you look at Bitcoin dominance right now. Bitcoin dominance still looks kind of strong, okay? Like we saw this big drawdown when Bitcoin made its big rally. But guys, like, look at Market Cipher. Like, that is some, man, that is some strength, all right? That is some strength. The massive green waves coming up. You have a green dot here on the volume. Like, you should, not on the volume, but on the momentum wave. Like, it probably is going to continue to make a move to the upside for the time being, all right? Q4 2025, guys. That's where I believe there's going to be massive fireworks for risk-on assets. Now, guys, if you like some content and you're bullish on Pepe, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Well, I'm happy that we got liquidated on that trade because I did want to talk about that because it can happen. Like, it happens like that. If you're using high leverage, you need to be prepared to lose your money. And you can also make a lot of money, but it's a gamble, guys. It's very degen. If you have a serious position as well, you shouldn't be using more than like 10x leverage. And now, I'm not a financial advisor. That's not financial advice. I just put my money where my mouth is, and I tell you guys what I'm doing. It's as simple as that. That's all I got. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.